So slope, what is slope? We're talking about maybe a hill. What's slope? Yeah, so like if we're talking about a hill, right? You might have something that looks like this, and right? Each hill is going to have different slopes. So slope refers to what? How? So I have two hills, right? So there's one, and there's another hill. What's the difference between the two hills? Steeper, right? So slope tells us the steepness of, in this case, we're going to talk about line, okay? So steepness of a line. Okay, so slope tells us the steepness. The greater the number, the steeper the slope. Okay, okay, so slope formula. Okay, anyone remember the slope formula? So slope, okay, slope is m. Okay, so slope is m, and we have two. So we have the y, change in our y values, okay? So change in our y values over change in the x values. Okay? So we can break that down and say, well, change in is going to be subtraction. So again, we have 2 points, so we have two y values, so y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay? And then if we're talking about a line later on, okay, we can talk about slope being rise, up and down, over run, across, left and right. Okay? So change in values. So take a look at letter A. So slope, again, it's subtraction. So I'd set it up first. So that way if we're dealing with double negatives, we can take care of those real quick and easy. Okay. Y values on top. So again, it doesn't matter which one you use first, as long as you use the same point in the front, same point in the back. Okay, just like we've done before. So again, I like to just use them as they're given. So 5 and 6. So 5 and 6, y values. X values, -1 and 3. So you can see each point is stacked on top of itself. Okay, -1 and 5, 3, 6. And then we simplify. So 5 minus 6, -1. -1 minus 3, -4. Two negatives make a positive. So slope 1/4. So letter B. So let's again set it up, subtraction, and plug it in. So y values, so -2, -3 again, so that becomes +3, and then 1 and 5, and then let's simplify. So -2 plus 3 is a +1, 1 minus 5, -4, so -1/4. There's two special cases here, so C and D are going to be some special cases. You work them out the same way. So slope, subtraction, and plug in our points. So y values 5 and 5, x values negative 2 and 3. So 5 minus 5, 0. Negative 2 minus 3 is negative 5. 0 divided by anything is what? 0. So slope here, 0. So a 0 slope, again, it's special because it's the type of line it makes. Okay, so 0 slope is a horizontal line. Straight across, okay, horizontal line. And then letter D, so again, set it up. And plug it in, y values 4, and negative 4, which becomes plus 4, and then 2 and 2. So here 4 plus 4 is 8, 2 minus 2 is 0, 8 divided by 0, okay? Can you divide by 0? No. So if you plug this in your calculator, you're going to get an error message, okay? If you plug in C in your calculator, 0 divided by negative 5, it gives you 0, okay? That's the difference. Sometimes we get these two confused. 0 in the bottom, okay? Cannot do. No slope, okay? So no slope. Or what we call undefined. Okay, so no slope or undefined. No slope and undefined is a vertical line. Okay, so vertical. So straight up and down. Questions on that first part here. Okay, finding slope given two values. Anyone know the slope-intercept form of a linear equation? So y equals what? mx plus b. See, I knew you guys knew this. Y equals mx plus b. So, a couple things to take a look at. M is what? Slope. Okay, so M is our slope. And what kind of form is this? Slope intercept. So B is going to be the intercept. You know what intercept? You guys remember what intercept it is? X-intercept or Y-intercept? 50-50 shot. What do you think? Y. So the Y-intercept. Okay? So you got two parts. Slope M, B, Y-intercept. Okay? So, writing these equations then. So we found slopes, now writing the equations. So A, pretty straightforward. They give us the slope and they give us the Y-intercept. We're just going to plug it in the M and the B. Okay? So Y equals, what's my slope? 2x, and then keep the sign of the intercept, so minus 5. Okay? No double signs. Okay? No double signs. So I don't want y equals 2x plus negative 5. No, I don't want that. Okay? Keep the sign of the intercept. Positive is plus, negative is negative. Minus. Okay? So that's one way they could give this to you. Second way, M and B. So they could just give it to us as M and B. Now we have to know this formula, right? If we know M and B, now we plug it in. So same thing. So y equals negative 1/4 x. B is positive, so plus 3. We're done. different.
Yeah.
Oh, this one now. Alright. Well, let's just change that. So if m was 1/2, the negative 1/2? Negative 1/2. This then changes to negative 1/2, right? Thank you. So negative 1/2. I don't know why that got changed. Alright, C's the same though. What about slope of 0? Okay. Slope of 0, same idea, plugging it in. So y equals slope is 0. So again, if I put it in here, what's 0 times x? 0. Do I need it? No, I don't need it. So if slope is 0, I don't need this part here. Okay? So I can just write y equals, this is 0, y-intercept then is negative 1/2. Negative 1/2. Y equals negative 1/2. That's it. Bless you. D. Okay. If m is undefined. Okay. So if m is undefined, we have a vertical line, right? So we have a vertical line, which means there's most likely no y-intercept unless it's right on that y line. Okay? So any slope that's undefined, okay, starts with x. Okay? The y is gone. So x equals. And I can pick any number I want, really. Okay? If they're asking for any equation with an undefined slope, okay, I could put x equals 1, x equals 5, x equals 23. Okay? So it doesn't necessarily matter unless they give us more information. But if they say slope undefined, okay, there's no y-intercept. Alright? So x equals, and we're just going to put 3. So x equals 3, vertical line at 3. Okay? Questions there so far? Alright, we have a couple on the back. Write the following equations in slope-intercept form. Identify the slope and y-intercept, and then describe and graph the line. Okay? So, first thing is get in slope-intercept form. Okay? So slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b, right? So when we do that, we're trying to get this guy by itself. Solve for y. Okay? So all these times we solved the equations, this is part of the reason why. So I have to get the y by itself. So isolate this part first. So how do I get rid of the 3x? How do I move it to the other side? Subtract it. So minus 3x on both sides. And again, as you're doing this, start putting in this mx plus b form. Okay? It'll make it a little easier for you later on. So 3x minus 3x is 0, so 2y. Again, I'm going to put the x first, minus 3x plus 18. And then again, to get this y by itself, how do I get rid of the 2? Divide everything, and everything gets divided. Again, I would do them each individually. Okay? Do each part individually. So divide, so y, so 1y, negative 3 over 2, you can leave it as a fraction. 18 divided by 2, 9. So here's my slope-intercept form. y equals negative 3/2 x plus 9. Now, they want us to find, well, what was my slope and what was my y-intercept. Slope is negative 3 over 2. Y-intercept is positive 9. Okay, so let's talk about graphing now. So I'm going to use those two parts, so that's why they want us to find the two parts. That's all we're really concerned with. Okay? So we start with our y-intercept. Okay? So here's where we start. So start with 9. So y is 9. Again, x-intercept, y-intercept. So go up to 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So here's my starting point. Y-intercept of 9. Slope, negative 3 over 2. Again, now remember when I said slope? So sometimes it's rise over run. Okay? Rise over run. The negatives, okay? If the negative is in the top, what do you think happens? We go down towards the negative part, right? If the negative's in the bottom, which way do we go? Left, towards the negative parts, okay? Now, based on our graph, sometimes we may need to flip where that negative is, as long as we only move it one way or the other. Does that make sense? So, in this case, it's okay because my slope is negative 3 over 2. So from the 9, I go down 3. 1, 2, 3. Positive 2, 1, 2. There's my next point. And I can do that as many times as I want. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. You only have to do it, I do it 3 times. Okay? So do this 3 times, and you can sketch your line. Draw your line all the way through the graph. Okay? So draw your line all the way through your graph. Use a straight edge. Okay? I don't want zigzag lines. Okay? So draw your 3 points using your slope. Sketch your line. So it's 3 parts. Plot the y-intercept. Okay? Then use the slope to find the next 2 points. Then draw your line. Okay? So let's try it on the last one. So again, isolate the y term. So again, isolate this y. How do I get rid of the minus 7x or negative 7x? How do I move it to the other side? Plus 7x. So plus 7x. So 7x's are gone. I'm left with negative 5y equals 7x plus 35. Divide everything then by negative 5. So then y equals 7 over negative 5. Doesn't reduce, so just keep it. So 7 over negative 5x. 35 divided by negative 5. Negative 7. So, again, find that m, find that b. What's the m? Negative 7 over 5. And again, doesn't matter necessarily where that negative goes. And then b is negative 7. Take that negative with it. Okay? So remember, take the negative with it. So go down to our graph. Where do we start at? Starting where? Starting at -7, right? So start, -7, plot that point, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, -7, y-intercept. From there, what's my slope? Careful, up 7 over 5. So again, up 7, +7, up 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. -5 means which way? Left or right? Left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, once I have 3 points, go ahead and sketch. Sometimes, based on your graph and the slope, you may only be able to get 2 points in there, and that's okay. Okay, so put your 2 points in there. Trust that we did it right. And sketch your line. Okay? If you can get 3 on your graph, put 3 on your graph. Okay?